Welcome, one and all. Another evening, second day of the Jamaica trials. You know, this will help select Jamaica team for the Tokyo 2025 World Championship. And you join us in time for the semifinals of the women's 400 meters. Your start list is on the screen. So that's the lineup for the women's 400 meters. Race is running, as you can see the time, 47 seconds. It's counting right at top of the middle of your screen, and the clock stops on 51. DJ Oakley, you see it right there, 51.01 is your winner. Stacey Ann Williams, 51.12 in second. Renisha McGregor, 52.12 in third. And just watching the replay on my screen to my left, you can see Stacey Ann leading them into the home stretch. Still leading Stacey Ann with about 50 meters, 30 meters to go. And then DJ Oakley now steps ahead and eases down across the line to win. That's how it finished. Stacey Ann Williams led for the first 300 and about 70 meters when DJ Oakley stepped forward and had time to ease down across the line. You know, the replay there again, DJ Oakley coming off the curve at about and DJ Oakley was third coming off the final curve. And then, you know, she just stepped past Stacey Ann Williams' sister. Was in that one too. And she was about fourth. And as you would see now, the start list is up on the screen. Sean Q. Williams finished fifth. That's Stacey Ann's sister in 53.43. Joanne Reed, 52.50 in fourth place. So just before, let's just go back a little bit and look on the results. And as you would see there, that's your qualifiers. Fastest qualifier, Nikisha Price in 50.51. Leah Anderson, 51.03. Second fastest qualifier. And DJ Oakley, winner of Heat 2, 51.05. Stacey Ann Williams, second in Heat 2, 51.12. Shaquina Foot, 51.44. And it's very nice to see Shaquina Foot coming back into are returning to the National Stadium in good form. So Joanne Reed also in the final. Candice McLeod also in the final. So as we said before, the men's 400 meters is on track. And what do we have here? Heat 1 of 2. So who will it be? Who do you think will cross it in this section? So it's 3 heats or 3 semifinal heats. Stay connected with the latest in track and field. Subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell notification for regular updates. And don't forget to like and share. Join the community today. Heat 1 or semifinal 1 of the men's 400 meters is on track. Garden, Ricketts, Brown, Watkin, Watson, and of course Antonio Watson is a world champion. McDonald, Rashid McDonald, the national record holder, and Shermar Garden. Nice to see him back too. Former Calabar man. Reed rounding off the top 8. There are 20 seconds into the race. Let's see who it's going to be. Who do you think will win this one? I am not showing the races. I'm not allowed to. I can only give a live update as to what is going on. Clock stops on 45 seconds for the semifinals. Let's see who it is that takes the top spot in this first of 3 semifinal men's 400. McDonald it is, 45.18. DeAndre Watkins, 45.68. That's a top 2. And coming off the curve, it was Watkins who led them off the curve. McDonald now easing up at 40 meters, looking to his left, looking to his right, looking to his left again, looking to his right, and he kisses his fingers as he crosses the finish line. McDonald is saying he's ready. McDonald is saying he's ready. And fingers over lips, saying, the Jamaican style, I have more. Don't worry. Everything is going to be all right. So Rashid McDonald, your national champion. There was no time yet. I haven't seen a time yet for the defending world champion. But let's check to see. Well, I see McDonald, I see Watkins in second, I see Chambers 45.84 in third, Brown 45.70. And if you're seeing those small cues, it doesn't mean that they are qualified, because only the top 2 secure automatic qualification. I'm seeing Ricketts in 5th, Reed in 6th, and Garden in 7th. I'm not seeing the defending world champion, Antonio Watson. But Heat 2 is lining up. So as you see there, 8 advanced, top 2 each heat plus the next 2 best times. And this is our watch-along coverage. If you want to watch the action live, you'll have to head over to One Spot Media and subscribe. And Judith, thank you for your comment. The big boy say, probably you never heard of me. I remember that in a song. Big boy say, probably you never heard of me. And we all know Big Boy is the Jamaica record holder. At 43.9. This is the Jamaica Trials, Jamaica Junior and Senior Championships. And we are giving you an update. If you're not able to watch it live, or even if you're watching it live, you can join us and discuss with us. Watson guaranteed his spot by being the world champion. Yes, that is true. But I don't think I'm not seeing where he finished that race. And if he didn't finish, it means he's hurt. And if Watson is hurt and has been trying to recover all season, then it would still be a tough task, even if he's a defending champion and he receives a bye to run at the World Championships in September. So yes, he's guaranteed a spot, but if he's hurt and if he can't finish a race here, I don't know. But this is our watch-along coverage. Jamaica Trials or Jamaica Junior and Senior Championships. Heat 2 is on track. Heat 2 is running. You know, let's look out for Barnes and Sean Bailey. Demish Gay is also there. 31 seconds on the clock, which means the athletes should be entering the home straight away now. Hales is there. White. Who will it be? The clock again stops at 45 seconds. So again, nothing under 45. Who got it? The winning time, 45 something. The bubble time is 45.97. Let's see who is the winner of this heat. It was very competitive entering the home stretch. And Bailey is coming through. Bailey steps forward and takes it, coming from about fourth in the last 40 meters. The brother of one of our sprint icons. So Bailey got it in 45.38. Zandrian Barnes, 45.54. Raheem Haynes, 45.68. And Haynes was well ahead of the field, entering the straightaway, running out of lane 7. But then Bailey in lane 6 found that extra gear in the last 40 meters to take victory. Haynes, as I said, Hales was way out front, coming off that curve. I really appreciate your comment. So we'll have a discussion. Watson almost certainly has a problem, and that is a fact. He's definitely in some problems. So, third and final semifinal, Garden, Roden, Utah, Dennis, Powell, Kennedy, Bembridge, McPherson. Who will it be? Start list is on your screen. So heat 3 of 3. This look more like an even heat. So even heat. Who will it be? The bubble time now is 45.84. So that's a live results page on your screen. Action is live result. Heavy rain from where I'm broadcasting from. Maybe a thunderstorm. But again, remember, stay connected with the latest in track and field. Subscribe, hit the bell for updates. And don't forget to like and share. Athletes are already running. 44 seconds. This is the fastest heat so far. Yes. Powell. Javon Powell. 44.90. Big run from Delano Kennedy as well. 44.97. Brembridge 45.21. And, just watching the race now, Powell is leading. He led them off his straight, but Kennedy is fighting back. And Powell just crosses ahead of Kennedy. And just want to remind you that Kennedy and Level are products of Edwin Allen High School, and both gentlemen are having the season of their lifetime. Yes. So Kennedy and Level, they are having the season of their life. So if you love track and field, don't miss a moment. Subscribe now. Hit the bell so you are the first to know when we go live or post, and give us a like if you're enjoying the action. Share with your crew and join the fastest growing track and field community today. We really appreciate having you here. What time is the 100? I'm going to bring that up shortly for you to see what time. The times are not convincing me, but I hope the best for the 4x4. I said that last night and I was taken to task for saying it. And I will say it again that these 400 meters time, we need to improve. We need to step up. We need to step the game up. After the Jamaican domination of the sprint by both men and women, J3A or whosoever bodies have not invested in that legacy. We now have 4 big hitting Jamaican athletes heading to Turkey. That is so true, Alec. That is so true. We need to do a lot better. We're marketing, we're supporting our athletes are concerned. And as we heard, more athletes is going to leave. And we heard after J-Trays had our call an emergency. J-Trays called an emergency meeting recently. And that, to my understanding, I don't know what came out of that meeting. But you are following our live coverage on Track Alert YouTube channel. We appreciate having you here. We appreciate you joining in our discussion. And we could not have done this without you. And of course, what time is the 100 meters final? That is later tonight after the semifinals. And I'm going to I'm going to find the schedule now, show what it is like. So this is day 2, as you see on your screen. All of that events have already gone. Let's scroll all the way down so you can see what is going on. So the 400 meters women, 400 meters men is out of the way, and we are right here. So the javelin for boys deck is on. And now we are going to go live to the girls under 17 100 meters. So that is the next event on track. Under 17 girls 100. So that is where we are at right here. So let's see let's go back to the live page. Where under 17 girls 100 meters semifinal. Only 5 athletes are listed here for this one. One, two, three, four, 5 athletes. Let's go back to the comments. Thank you, Davian. That Powell. And this is, nice to have Olympian Davian Clark in the house, reminding us that Powell went to Edwin Allen also, then Casey. Thank you, Davian. Davian Clark is saying again, send the 400-meter group to train with Davian Clark and Gregory. Davian and Gregory, men and women. We need to do something about that, Davian. And people take it from Davian. Davian is one of the top quarter milers for Jamaica over the years. And remember, we always hear that whenever Davian Clark is on a relay team, you guarantee a medal. Jamaica would guarantee a medal. So if Davian Clark is saying this, then we need to listen. But we need to do something where our 400-meter runners are concerned. We didn't make it to the Olympics last year in the 4x4, and we basically had to work hard this year to make it. Jamaica or J-Trays or whosoever do not actually support their athlete, but they bask in the glory of what they have done. I can't blame you on this comment. I cannot blame you on this comment. And that is why we need to do something. And as we heard, more and more people may be leaving to go to Turkey. Sportsmax reported last week that Level says no to the move to Turkey. We also heard of 1 or 2 other up-and-coming sprinters that they are targeting. Thank you for the audio feed, by the way, boss. I really appreciate it, Davian. Really appreciate it. I try to do the little I can do. I know persons here want to see and watch the action. I just lost coverage on my television, and that is how it is. So I, give the little update, chit chat with the fans here, with those who are watching. They will always be making their comment, giving their perspective, what they think should happen, what they think is best, what they believe is best for Jamaica's track and field. And here we have it again. The one positive thing I do like is that in the past, the best Jamaica athletes would take up scholarships in the US. Yes, it did work for some, including VCB. I'm glad that they are no longer all doing that. Well, in my opinion, the American system is not going to work for everybody. The Jamaica system is not going to work for everybody. How do you decide who will it work for, or who it's not going to work for? Last night we had a interview with Camille Rutherford of the Bahamas, and she said from her training base or home to classes at Texas A&M, she has to drive 2 hours. So you're thinking she train in the morning, then she drive 2 hours to class, then she have to drive 2 hours back home. And that's not easy. But it is working so far. It's hard, but she's reaping some success because just this month, she improved on her PR of 11:20 to run 10:96. So it's not easy. And as I said, the American system will work for some, it will not work for some. We have also seen where a couple of our athletes are now being trained in Italy. So that's also something where, and these persons used to train in the US, but they're now trained in Italy. Where is Elaine Thompson here? Many people have been asking the question. Is she training in the US? Is she training in Italy? We don't know. And of course, many of our viewers would like to know. But we're still waiting on the start of the 100 meters semifinal. Another comment coming in from Alik. Jamaica has the biggest profile in the Caribbean track and field because of Merle Nutty, VCB, Shellyan, Grace Jackson, Powell, Bolt, etc. Just now, Kishane is the man, and the Clayton twins are making their mark. Very good point. Very good point. And how do we build on that? Still waiting on the start of the semifinals for under 17 girls, and they're off and running with 7 seconds on the clock. This is heat 1. Clock stops on 11 seconds. Win plus 0.1. Adora Campbell of St. Jago, 11:72, your winner. It's right there on your screen. Different strokes for different folks, but Jamaica needs to do better for their athletes. And we said this over and over, that Jamaica needs to do better. We had a discussion on the Switching Allegiance on Monday night right here on Track Alert's YouTube channel. And Coach Raymond Casey Graham made it clear that the J-Trays and the JOA needs to come together. They need to put aside whatever differences they have and work together for the benefit of Jamaica track and field. We heard the Prime Minister giving directions or directives to the Minister of Sport to see or to put a committee in place to look on whatever we can do as a country. How will that work? And just think about it. Track and field has maybe about 20 events. Maybe 20, close to 20. Jamaica going to the Carifta Games carry 80 athletes every year. 80 athletes every single year. The world champion, the Olympics last year, I think we took 60 plus athletes. World championships, we may have 60 plus athletes. We have big teams. Unlike football, you're traveling with a squad of maybe 22 players. Unlike cricket, you're traveling with a squad of maybe 15 players. Unlike basketball, unlike netball, all those you travel with squads of less than 15 players. I'm thinking, and this is just what I'm thinking, that because track and field is so much, it's going to take a lot more resources, a lot more money. I have been saying this for a very long time, and I know many people don't agree with me, or I don't know if anyone will agree with me, that you are going to have to cut some events from track and field. So the little money will be able to spread better. You're going to have to cut some events. Do you cut them this year? No. You'll have to, World Athletics is going to have to give at least a 5-year notice. Remember, they wanted to cut the 200 from the Diamond League and the discus. Remember, Olympic Committee want to cut the 200 from the Olympic Games. And I'm thinking we're going to have to be bold and cut some events. It's too many athletes, too many events. Sade Allen from Homewood, 12:37, winner of the second heat of the under-17 girls. Jarrett William Nib, 12:50. And Smith, Holy Childhood, 12:59. Etienne of Edwin Allen did not start. So, if you're going to fund an athlete, and remember, let's look on Jamaica's track and field. How many of these athletes are making money? Next event on your screen will be the under-17. It's going to be the under-17 boys. Yes, so back to this discussion. Many of these athletes representing Jamaica at the Olympics or the World Championship level, they are not making money. Some of them may have a contract with, say, Puma. How much are they getting? You have people with contract that's not getting $50,000 a year. And let's go back to what Camille Rutherford said. She have to drive 2 hours to training and 2 hours back. Now, how much would be a reasonable amount to give an athlete per month? How much would be a reasonable amount? Many athletes are unable to pay their rent. It is tough for some of these athletes. It is tough for many of these athletes. How much will be a good amount to pay? Not to pay, but to give these athletes on a monthly basis. Let's say $2,000 is reasonable, US. And let's say you identify 5 people per event. You identify 5 people per event. And you're giving $2,000 per person. That is $10,000. And that is one event for the month. And I said, you have about close to 20 events in track and field. And 20 will be multiplied by 2. Okay, you have men and women. And maybe you're not going to identify 5 people for every event. Then you're going to have to choose. So 5 people per event at, say, 15 events. That's 75 people, 75 men or 75 women. And say you're not going to do 5 per event. Say some you're going to only do 2, some you do 5, some you do 3, some you do 4. Say for average, you come down to, say, 25 men and 25 women. So that's 50 people times $2,000. That's $100,000 for the month. You multiply that by 12, 1.2 million. Where will this money come from to help fund these athletes? Some people may ask the question, if the government, along with private sector, along with the J trades, find these kind of money to fund these athletes, what will happen when these athletes become superstar and they are getting a contract like what many say Shakari Richardson is getting? So they are getting a $2 million a year contract. Will they be obligated to put something back in the pool to help younger athletes coming up? Will they be obligated? I'm just asking the question. But heat 1 of 2 under 17 boys 100 is on track. So we're still waiting for this result page to update. But that race, well, the race was called back. Brianna Williams, I'm still waiting, but Jamaica has some of the top 100-meter hurdlers. Some of, yes, 3, maybe 3. I live in London. Ran at ISA champs years ago, but track is my love, so I take note of what is happening. Another callback in the under 17 boys heat 1 of 2. So you're not missing anything really, because this is another callback. Very close. Watching the replay, it is very close. Big up Coaches Dex, wherever you are. The trendsetter. Official is coming across. Let's see. It's a red card. Who gets this one? Man in the green and white. Looks like he's from William Nib. Is it? So 2 false start. Man from Green Island and man from William Nib. Clock stops on 10 seconds. Goes to Collins of Homewood, 10:41. Budden of Kingston College or KC, 10:43. And Graham, 10:46. So, I think it's time for us to get in some of your predictions. Drop your predictions now. Women's semifinals is not far away. Who will make it? So you see, so this is what I'm saying, and I'm really glad for this comment. Only the highest profile people make enough money to live properly. Even 2,000 USD, 2,000 US dollars, you still need money for your physio, etc. 2,000 won't go far, and that's exactly what I'm saying. $2,000 won't go anywhere, but that is still 1.2 million per month. 1.2 million for the year. So you're talking about $2,000 times 50 athletes, male and female. That is 100,000 monthly. So 1.2 million USD for the year. Where will that money come from? And we're talking about track and field only. So if the government come tomorrow and say, hey, we're going to put up 1 million USD to support these athletes, swimming people going ball out, footballers going cry because they need more funding in the Jamaica Premier League, basketballers, we're basically not going with nothing. Swimming, most of the parents, they have to pay for their child to go and represent the country. It costs them a lot. Cricket, you hear the cry already. So the government now spend on cricket. So can you imagine them find some money to spend on track and field? You can't. I don't see how it's going to work. I just don't see how it's going to work. Sean is asking Coach Davian Clark if no you did Coach Powell when he ran his PB. Question for you, Davian Clark. So presentation is about to take place, but a race is also on track. Big up yourself, Coach Vaughn. You should be joining me, Coach Vaughn. I don't know why we didn't link up. So this is a question, Coach Clark, Davian Clark. He's asking if no you did Coach Powell when he ran his personal best. Man from the Eagles. So Davian reply, boss. See the reply. Laugh out loud. That was his old PB. So Coach Clark would have took him to a PB and he better that PB. You know. And you know, as we say this, I'm wondering, and I'm not getting into politics here, but I don't know. A man like Davian Clark, who is considered to be the most successful relay runner for Jamaica, has he ever been invited to travel with a national team as coach? We have world relays, we have 4x4 run Yasso, we have 4x4 run Deso. Malik Nugent Excelsior 1043, your winner. Wade, Kingston College, second. So that's the question. I am not getting into politics, but for a successful Jamaican like Davian Clark, in the 400 and the 4x4, has he ever been invited to be a part of a Jamaica coaching team? His wife, Lasina Golden Clark, coach Toby to her only world championship title and the world record. Has ever been invited to be a part of a Jamaica coaching staff? I'm not getting political. I'm just asking these questions. I don't know. Maybe they were. Maybe not. I'm just asking. But we're on discussing Jamaica trials. This is your watch along. You know, if you want to call us, you can call us. You can take part. This is our WhatsApp line, or straight if you wish. You know, you can join in the discussion with us by calling us straight or on WhatsApp, whether you are in Europe or you are in North or South America or you're in Asia. You know, let me big up Coach Jerry Holness, who should be in India at this time, maybe watching. So there you have it. This was a long time coach. One time in 2010, I was head coach for World Indoor. We won bronze in the women's 4x4. VCB won the 60 and never again. Never again. 2010, 15 years ago, Davian Clark was named head coach of a World Indoor team 15 years ago. Come on, J Trays, we need to do better. We need to get people like Davian Clark to be a part of our coaching staff. Come on, J Trays, we need to do better. 15 years ago, an experienced 400-meter runner who have represented Jamaica with distinction. A man who, not only me, many people had said, Davian Clark, once he has that baton and that 4x4, Jamaica medal for sure. Back to the action. Dockery, 11.30. Grant, Titchfield, 11.86. Dockery in the under 20 girls. Watching it now, Dockery was out like a bullet. Cruising, Dockery. Cruising. Yes. Dockery looks good. And I think Dockery is going to give us sub 11 this year. And she's coming back for the finals later. And her main challenger, or main contender, her main challenger decides to go in the senior women's, run with the senior women's. Coach Davian Clark, but if Turkey call me to coach the discus, I am available. You hear that, Sean? Coach Vaughn? Garrity? That is from Davian Clark. Yeah. And Sean is saying, of course, I am certified internationally in the field events. So if I saw, you know, you want to be Coach Clark's assistant, Coach Vaughn, tell me now. Semifinal 2 of 2. Under 20 girls, 100 meters. Long jumper Sadler will be there in lane 4. Bailey of Homewood, Miller from Holy Childhood, Henry, Edwin Allen. Part of that Edwin Allen dominant 4x1 team. Brianna Campbell of Life University. Rooms of St. Mary's High. Williams, Holy Childhood. So Holy Childhood with 2 in the semi-final heat. And Walker of Camperdown. Rain, rain, rain. There is this song to say there's a rainy night in Georgia. We need some predictions. Come on, drop your predictions. Women's 100-meter semifinal, senior women is coming up. We're not far away. Henry Edwin Allen, 11:27. Good run. Brianna Campbell, Life University, 11:44. Bailey, 12:05. So drop your comments. Let us know. We want to get these predictions in. Let us get these predictions in. Sadler stops. Nice leg lifting from Henry. Takes it very, very easy. Sadler stops after about 40 meters. Drop your predictions. Come on, let's have it. Who is going to make it? Who will it be? Stream the races. I wish. Then I will lose my channel if I do. Can you imagine I lose my channel just to stream the races? Wow. I would be seen as the smartest guy if I do. Let us get your predictions in. Leron, thank you for your prediction. Sharika Shelly Tina, do you agree with Leron McDonald? Boys under 20 semifinals, so we are not too far away from the big races. Men's, well, first will be the women's semifinals. 3 semifinals, where only the top 2 will advance. And the next 2 best on times. Who will it be? Who will it be? It's going to be epic, as they say. It's going to be epic. So we're not too far away from the big races. So the predictions are coming in, and as they come, I will share. Another prediction here for Wilkinson, Tina Jackson Shelley. Tina Jackson Shelley. And I think this is a very good time for us to join my good friend, Coach Vaughn.
All right. Can you
Wel-
hear me? Can you hear
Welcome, boss. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Perfect. I'm gonna tap the mic. You hear that?
Yes, man, I'm hearing you.
Good. Yeah, man.
So
Just
we're getting in the comments for the 100 meters. So, and I don't know if you had seen it from the start, but Leron had said Sharika Shelley Tina,
hmm
and then Wilkinson said Tina Jackson Shelley, and Virginia is giving us Tina Sharika, and this is one is from Coach Davian Clark. Says Shelley looks too easy,
hmm
looks like a sure goal unless we get the 2022 Sharika. Antonio Powell is the winner of semifinal one in the under 20 boys, 110.39, and Smite 1043. That's your top two. You know where to watch? It's on One Spot Media, onespotmedia.com. And Coach Davian Clark is telling us something about the entire world is staying up late to hear the shot heard from around Jamaica. And I totally agree
with
because a friend of mine called me today, Coach Vaughn, and
yeah.
said to me, the talk in Kingston is that Level is going to steal the show.
I mean, quite frankly, Level did look good and has looked good all season. I think Level is benefiting from some early races this season and very strategically done as well. I would say he didn't overdo it. He did it just enough in preparation for this meet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But when I look at Sabrina Dockery, there's something about her that strikes me. Her leg, she doesn't run with enough front forward mechanics. Her leg tends to go back a little too much. So that might be a limiting factor for her going forward. But she does look good. Like if that part of her race is coached, she'll be definitely be a great one in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But she was definitely a class above the other athletes this afternoon. Looked really well.
Yep. She looks very good. I don't know. Am I getting a feedback from your end?
I don't know. I don't hear feedback through mine. Let me turn on my live feed, which I'm watching through One Spot Media um, via TVJ Sports app. So, do you still hear the feedback?
Oh, maybe it's from what you're listening.
Yeah, I turned it all the way down.
Okay.
You hear it now?
I'll tell you more when I listen out to hear.
Okay.
So there you have it. So section two or heat two is actually coming up on track.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still at the boys U20, boys U20. So just to answer, well, I guess I'm gonna have to switch us around. Coach Vaughn, because when you look at this now, um, let me switch this around because when I put the comments up, it's coming all the way over your face. Yeah, so I
I mean, I'm not see my face and all. So
need to find a way to change this.
this kid just jumped out from
Um,
8-7. He just straight up, jump out the race. You know what? I'm gonna ask you this question about the false start, right? To me, the term false start and how a false start is registered,
mhm,
to me just seems egregious because if when the gun goes, it's 0.001, that means the gun has been fired, right? But if somebody reacts 0.005, like right after the gun goes, to me that should be a false start. Because to me, false start means you jump the gun.
mhm. So
I'm
the winner here is Reed ahead of Stewart. Reed 10:38 and Stewart 10:59, which means we're at the stage now where the predictions are going to come in fast. And just let me run through some of these comments because we really don't want to not to read the comments coming in. Poor Jamaica, no live broadcast. I don't agree. That is not true. The broadcast is on onespotmedia.com.
and
One Spot Media app on your mobile phone, you'll have to pay to subscribe. That's where you'll watch it. That's where you'll watch live commentary
and,
and the
and
predict
on TVJ Sports.
on TVJ Sports if you are in Jamaica. And Shireen, Tina, Sharika, and Tia. That's a prediction. We're at that stage now. It is on your screen. Heat one of two, heat one of three, or
Mm,
semifinal one of three. I may get criticized for this opinion, but Jamaica is not able to support even the elite athletes. The elites are able to get good sponsorship deals and get invites to the big meets. That is true. I don't know who is going to criticize you, but that is exactly true. But when we talk about the elites, how many elites we have?
how many?
Sharika Jackson is on your screen just now warming up. So she is ready. I can see Serena Cole. I can see Ashanti Moore on the screen warming up. And those all those persons I just mentioned, they are in this first of three semifinal. Continue the comment. Shelly Sharika Tia. And we're getting comments for what the final result would be, Coach Vaughn. But I was hoping to get the comments as to who will make it to the final. And let us talk about first heat one or semifinal one. When Bolt when Bolt was causing havoc, he was paid 250,000 for an appearance. He was a superstar, biggest track star ever. It's not the same for most, and it's definitely not the same for most.
I would say not the same for anybody else. I'll take it a step further.
Everything is good now, Sean. This coming from Coach Davian Clark. And again, we're getting some prediction for the men's Kishane level and the civil.
Mm.
And looking on your screen, you can see Serena Cole, fixing her hairstyle. Davian Clark is saying, responding to you, Coach Vaughn, Fast Start is saying by the time the sound travels, no human can react before 0.010. You
Oh,
have to add.
what is science behind it there? What is science behind it there, coach? Because remember them they said we couldn't run 4 minute mile, Then they said we couldn't run 45 400 hurdles, Then we said we couldn't run 9 500 meters, So where the science there?
So we are ready. We are ready. So semifinal one have Berger, Cameron, Cole, Smith, Moore, Jackson, Reed, and the 100-meter hurdles champion, world champion, Danielle Williams. We saw her winning the 100, and let me call it that B 100 in Kingston at the Grand Slam track, because I don't want people to believe she won a 100 race where she beat some of the best 100-meter sprinters. It was a hurdlers, some of the best hurdlers in the world faced off over 100-meter. 100-meter semifinal, one of three. Berger, Cameron, Cole, Smith, Moore, Jackson, Reed, Williams. This is a big one. We're looking at Shericka Jackson now. The face expression looked like the Jackson we know.
She did look good in her
Still
quality.
no smile. Still no smile. Alana Reed is on her outside.
She won a championship here style too.
A lot has been expected over the last year or two. A lot has been expected from Alana Reed.
Let's
And Danielle Williams is on the outside.
so is it that Grand Slam gave Daniel Williams the impetus to run the 100 meters at the trials, or she's just doing it a part of her training? Because
Maybe
she
as part of her training. So 8 seconds gone in the race, Coach Vaughn, 10 seconds, and the clock stops at 10. The clock stops at 10 seconds. So it's 10.94 for Shericka Jackson to
wow.
qualify for the final. Let's wait and see who is in second. 10.94 for Shericka Jackson. Positive 1.5 meter per second win. 11.2. So Alana Reed is also in the final.
Nice.
11.03. General Simmet. We'll have to wait and see if she makes the final. And in fourth, let's see who it is in fourth. But the race is on my television screen now, and Danielle Williams stops right out of the blocks. Shericka Jackson pulls away, and here is Alana Reed trailing her across the line. 11.08 for Ashanti Moore, and it's really nice to see Ashanti Moore running herself back into form. It's a big hug for Janelle Smith. They are training partners at MVP. Not a bad turnout today in the crowd. So, Danielle Williams did not plan to run 10 meters. She got out, and by the time she held her head up, she just stopped. And Shericka Jackson had time to ease across the line.
So I
So
think
11.04, 11.04, and 11.08, that's a bubble time.
so
And
I
one,
for
go ahead.
Daniel Williams, her run I think was to just maintain her place in the meet.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just not show up for a race.
Well, she don't have to maintain any place in the meet. She has already qualified for the World Championship.
Yeah, but maybe she wants to run a 100 hurdles race to shake out the legs.
Is she in that 100-meter hurdles?
I could take a quick look and make you know.
Maybe. I don't see why she wouldn't. And I don't see why she shouldn't get in. That's Shelly and Fraser Price in a yellow top on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Not the regular tall hair style. Not too short, but short. She'll be running out of lane 5. She'll have on her outside Tia Clayton, and she'll have on her inside, also from MVP, University of Technology, Crystal Slowly. So, from top, it's Alia Baker, Shania Douglas, decided to run against the seniors, then Walker, Slowly, Fraser Price, Clayton, Morrison, and Palmer. So, what will Crystal slowly have for us tonight?
And just to answer you real quick, Daniel Williams is entered in the 100-meter hurdles.
Good. Love track and field? Don't miss a moment. Subscribe now. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell so you'll be the first to know when we post a video or we go live. And give us a like if you are enjoying what we are doing here. Share with your crew and join the fastest growing track and field community today. Show some love to Track Alerts TV on YouTube. So, Wilkinson is saying, how did I forget Level on the men's side? Civil, Thompson, and Level. That's the prediction.
Civil looked really good.
Yeah. The White is saying a lot of surprise tonight in both men and women 100 semifinals. Somebody I go cry tonight. Watching from New York, Sherika Jackson, Daniel, and Serena. Well, that prediction didn't hold because that's not the three that made it through. Alana took me by surprise. Shireen. So, the queen is on track. The queen, one of Jamaica's sporting icons, Shelly and Fraser Price.
I don't like that hairstyle though that she's sporting tonight.
No smile at all from Tina Clayton on her outside.
That first
No smile.
by Sherika.
Just a little wave from Tina. Not from Tina, but from Tia. Do you know them differently, Coach Vaughn?
No, not at all.
Well, I've learned, I've, I think I can identify them now, even with my eyes closed.
I'm happy for you. Maybe I have to look at their numbers to figure that Tia would have the lower number, their bib number. That is
The eyes are different.
really
Yes, easily.
daughter of the soil. You see that that thing in the crowd just now?
Oh,
Yes, they're
and
talking about.
yeah. And I mean, it's good to have those things because I've been to a track meet. Where was I? Was in Maryland.
Mhm.
And I saw a sign by a young lady who came to watch. And I wouldn't even repeat. But the bubble time is 11.08. Who will it be? They're not off and running yet, but they're getting there. Athletes are sent to their marks. So, Baker, Douglas, Walker, Slowly, Fraser Price, Clayton, that's Tia, Morrison, Palmer. I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking there must be a callback or there must be something to say, stand up.
What do you see on your screen right now? Because I just jumped out the blocks in my race in my
Yes,
screen.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
so we're
So
the same then.
they're back behind their blocks now.
Oh, I'm looking at the crowd
So
right now.
race is running. It stops and 10 point on the results. 10.86. Tia Clayton. 11.02. Shelly and Fraser Price. 11.21. Crystal Slowly is out of the final. The bubble time is 11.08. 10.86. Tia Clayton. 11.02. Shelly and Fraser Price. And those two are in the final, Coach Vaughn.
I think I need you to FaceTime me because my race is just in their blocks right now. and the,
No, I'm not giving the commentary from the race because it just crosses the line now for
oh,
me. But
We're in the middle of it. No, we're in the
I'm
middle of
giving the update. I'm giving the update from the live results screen. The live results that I'm having that I have on the screen right here.
okay, okay. So our
Tia
video
Clay.
was the
Yes.
same, but is it
So
at it?
focus.
Mm-hmm.
Natasha Morrison is also out of the final, 11.49. Shania Douglas, 11.41. Also out of the final. Watching the replay now, and Tia was off, and she held up her head just about 40 meters. And Shelly and Fraser Price, I can tell you, was no match.
Tia definitely
Shelly
did
and
a
Fraser
job
Price
of
was no match for Tia Clayton.
Tia definitely did a great job of the drive phase and held that form, and you see her legs just moving forward. You see that frontward motion I'm talking about. Tia is giving 2008 Chile, rightfully so. Anthony, if you don't mind, let me tell you, I see some people online were saying, just let Shelly into the finals, let Shelly get a chance to represent Jamaica. But I don't think as an athlete, she would just want that red carpet for her. I think she wants to earn that spot. And I think it's better for her to earn the spot and go there properly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
So
now that she's in the final,
10.6, 10.8,
6.
6. And if you're watching your screen now, you will see the difference between the twin. Because here comes Tina Clayton.
With the Jackson hairdo.
So, Shimara Williams, Lavanya Williams, this is the race of the Williams.
3 women.
Carletta Bernard, Brianna Williams, Jodine Williams, 4 Williamses,
Mm.
Tina Clayton, Kemba Nelson, and Alexis James. It's nice, really nice to see Alexis James coming back, competing, back on the track. We haven't seen her in a little while.
And Shireen from the comment section is saying Tina and Brianna from this one should take it.
Tina and Brianna.
Yeah. I don't know if Brianna is gonna make it through. I don't know.
The bubble time, 11.08.
My heart is with Smith on this one, but of course, heart don't. My heart don't do anything for the results.
So 3 people here from Elite. Alexis James is racers. Jodine Williams is Sprint Tech. MVP Tina Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
Brianna Williams is John Smith Athletics and University of Texas, Carletta Bernard. Who will it be? Again, Coach Vaughn, we have company. And we have company because we're being followed and watched by over 340 of our dedicated fans and supporters, and I have to big them up. Enough respect. Really, really love having you because if it weren't for you, we would not be doing this. So continue. If you have not yet subscribed to our page, please do so. Subscribe to our page, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And they're off and running, Coach Bond. 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds in a plus 0.2 meter per second headwind. So we have another sub 11, 10.93 for Tina Clayton, Jordine Williams. I felt it. Brianna Williams is out of the final.
Mm-mm.
Jordine Williams, 11.08, which is the bubble time. So two people now with 11.08. I didn't want to see this happen because Jordine Williams is plus 0.2. And you can see here, Jordine Williams is coming from way back to beat Brianna Williams. Way, way back. Jordine Williams was left way back. And she never give up. And had enough time to catch and beat Brianna Williams. So 11.08. No. So Jordine with 11.08 was second. So she automatically qualifies. Let me correct myself. So she automatically qualifies with 11.08. The fourth place finisher in semifinal 1 was 11.08. So now I can tell you that Brianna Williams is out of that women's 100 meters final. And let me go back. Let me go back and find that event because this was live and the qualifiers now is on your screen. The Clayton sisters
Yep.
are on top.
1086 and 1093.
Yes. And 1, 2, 3, 4 from MVP made it to the final. 2 representing Nike. 1 Ashanti Moore representing Sprintech. And
Yeah.
I must tell you,
I'm
who does
because
who
Johnny
does
made it in. Johnny Smith made it in with
yes
11.3.
yeah because Janelle Smith was 11.03.
Yeah.
And remember I said the bubble time
Was 08.
was 11.08 because Janelle Smith was third in her heat and Ashanti Moore was fourth in that heat,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they qualified based on the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. And it's really nice to see Ashanti Moore getting back to where we we were all expecting her to be. And now she is knocking on that 10-point door. The men is out.
Yep. Out on the track. I see Seville.
The men is out. And the men will have only two finals. Two semifinals, I must say. Who will it be? Smith, Taylor, Watson, Seville, Level, Tracy, McPherson, and Davison.
And
Who
earlier
will it be?
that it was the top 4, but I'm looking now at the results pages. Top 3, then the next 2 best times make it in. And in this first section, we have Christopher Taylor, who everyone would
And
salivate.
this one surprised me because normally when you have two semifinals, it would normally be the top 4. But does it make sense to be the top 3 and the 2 next best? I don't know, but it is what it is.
I think it kind of makes sense. Because if you go top, they never ever do top 8. But if you can split it to give some people some advantage to getting into the final without having to run super fast, get them top 3 the next 2. I think that makes a very competitive
Mhm.
final.
Williams is saying, haha, This men's semifinal looks intense. It is. Big Eagle Eye is saying Davison and Kobe, one of you got to make the finals.
Davison is showing DNS on the result sheet right now. Let's say if he's actually out. Competitor 496, that's Tracy.
Yeah. So he's not starting, Davison.
Okay.
Where is Anthony Cox? That's a question. Davison not starting. Thank you, Big Eagle Eyes. So, semifinal one of two in the men's 100 meters.
I think
Who will it be?
top
This
two
one should be
level.
civil. This one should be level and civil.
I
4
said
seconds on your clock. 6 seconds. 7 seconds. 8, 9, 10. 9.82. The clock stops. Who do you think get this one? 9.82. Civil. 9.84.
Level.
9.94 for level. 10 flat for Rohan Watson. McPherson 10.07. And Civil is really stamping his class. The bubble time 10.15 plus 0.5 meter per second, your wind speed.
The bubble time 10.15 by Taylor. Isn't that interesting now?
And Civil looks easy in this one, I must say, Coach Vaughn, because
Yes.
at one stage, maybe about 70 to 80 meters, he was bowing his head, moving it up and down, bouncing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks good. He looks good. And to run 10.84 doing what he did, he's going to be dangerous in the finals later. Level was struggling a little bit, and I said struggling to find a good form. Maybe struggling to find a good form. It looks to me like Level did not get out as smooth as he would have wanted to. And Coach Davian Clark is telling us that it's a PB for Civil. Is it, Coach Van?
Uh,
Not questioning,
I,
not
I,
questioning Coach Davison. Having only 2 semifinals is forcing these athletes to commit to a place where they can hardly reserve. But it is going to be hot later, Coach Van. It is going to be hot. This men's 100-meter finals is going to be blazing hot. Women's 100-meter final is going to be blazing hot. Man steps out in full black.
wow.
Full black for Kishane Thompson.
Hey,
Start this on your screen should also tell you that Johan Blake will be running out of lane 1.
no, Anthony, you have to give homage to the great Simon Bowen. One of the earlier half milers setting the pace for Team Jamaica back in the day, back in the 90s. Big up Simon Bowen and that George Mason family.
So Oblique Civil's personal best is actually 9.81. So can Ewan Blake cross it? That's a question for the followers. That's a question for all those who are online watching. Check in.
I
Big up Joseph Robertson, who just check in. Nice to have you, man. Olympian Joseph Robertson. Big up yourself, bro. Can Johan Blake cross it?
I
Drop your
don't.
comments in the comment section.
I,
The
I,
bubble time 10.15.
mm-hmm.
Can Johan Blake cross it? I am asking the question. Johan Blake's season best this year is 10.24. 10.24. Can he cross it? The 10.24 for Johan Blake's season best. The bubble time is 10.15.
And that was Christopher Taylor running almost a personal best.
Mario Mario is saying he don't think Johan Blake can cross it. Wilkinson is saying nah, it's a wrap for Blake. I appreciate his successes over the years though. That is what we're getting. Coming from Joseph Robertson. I'm hoping he does. My boy that.
Uh,
Yes, I totally agree with you. Johan Blake, good boy, good boy. Johan Blake can't cross this. Coming from Shireen, you know. M. Crumey is also in this one, up and coming. We wish him all the best. We hope he can also get in. One of those juniors, you remember he ran 9-9 at Champs. But the question is, can Johan Blake cross it?
Anthony
Spain is saying yes, he can.
are running in.
Um, you know, Exmo is saying he will run 10 flat or 10-1.
Troy saying no.
Troy is saying no, he can't. Those three, but I can't predict the other. Should be a fascinating race. So can Johan Blake cross it? You
And,
know,
and you
Wendy is saying Johan Blake needs to retire before he embarrasses himself. I don't think so. I don't think so. If the youngsters, if those who we say are the up and coming or the next generation, and if they are going to allow Johan Blake to beat them, then it's on them. But um, this is it for Johan Blake. We're getting from more comment. He barely made it into the semifinals. The race is off. 1 second, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 7, 6.
woo!
That's what the clock stops at 9:76, and the bubble time is 10:15.
Ha!
Let's see who 9.76. Who is it? Who is it? 9.80. Kishane Thompson. 9.80. Let's see who was second in this one. Still waiting for the second place time to pop up. Is it Johan Blake?
I'm looking at the screen right now. Kishane put on a super clinic on that bad boy.
10:05 for Golson. He made it.
Akeem Blake, 10:05.
Akeem Blake, 10:05. He made it.
Let's see the next time. 10.15 is the bubble.
So those three are in. Let's
Yep.
see who is next.
10.15 the bubble. Now remember that for Chris Taylor coming back from his suspension.
So 10:05 for second, 10:05 for third.
It's that close.
Yeah. And let us see. We're still waiting for fourth place. Will it be faster than 10:15? Is it Johan Blake? We're still waiting to get the time.
Be close.
Is there another 10:05? And they're still trying to break the tie.
It might be at 10:06.
10:06.
Ryan
Ford. 10:06. Still have a chance for Johan Blake. That is 4. And 3 from the first one, 7. Let us see who was fifth. Can the fifth place person break in? 10:06 in Chromie. Yes, and that is your finalist. So
But
there will be no Blake. There will be no.
they rounded up to the 1,000,
Yes.
10.051 and 10.059.
Mm-hmm.
Separated Ford and then Crewme.
And in sixth place, it was 10:19. And seventh, Johan Blake was 10:19. So Johan Blake did got a season best. So he's not done yet. Yeah, he is not done yet. Johan Blake is not done yet. And let us show you the qualifiers. And that's the qualifiers on your screen. Christopher Taylor, who was sitting on that bubble at 10.15, is out of your final. But who would have expected Christopher Taylor to make a 100-meter final at a Jamaica Championships? The 400-meter final, winning the 400 meters for Chris Taylor would even be easier, but not to get in the finals of the 100. What would that be saying for all those running the 100 in the last year or two? I think Christopher Taylor should have chosen the 400. He would have had a very good chance of winning.
I wouldn't go as far as saying winning, but I think his options of being in the final will be much greater. And then he would have a little bit more time to get better because the championship is so late in the season. He would have some more time to work. Because remember, him just come off of the suspension, ran I think 2 races, 2 events, and this would be his third. But the problem that Chris would have had, he was going to run 4 rounds of the 100 if he was to make the final, and he still has 3 rounds of the 200.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's raced enough the last year and a half to handle a schedule like that. That's around the 400 would have been okay. Run some 45s, get into the final, and then see what goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would have been a more palatable plate for him to digest.
So the next event on track, we see the discus going on. Next event on track will be the deck for boys 18 and under. But just to take a look back at the qualifiers for the
Men's 100.
men's and women's 100.
I have the men's in front of me. I run through it from eighth.
So this is the women's. Go through the women's first.
All right, you have it?
It's on your screen.
No, me, I read my screen. Hold on there. All right, eighth, we have Ashanti Moore, 1108. Janelle Smith, heartbeat, big up yourself, 1103. Jadine Williams, 1108. Alana Reed, 1102. Shannon Fraser Price, can't go anywhere without her, 11.02 as well. And your top three with Sherika Jackson, 10.94. Tina Clayton, 10.93. And Tia Clayton, 10.86. Top three from MVP into the women's final.
Yes, there you go. Top three. And we take a look at the men's.
All right, so we got Nkrumah, one of the crowd favorites, in at 10.06. Raheem Ford, 10.06 as well. Akeem Blake from Dynamic Speed, 10.05. Then we have Rowan Watson, 10 flat. That's a world qualifying mark. Kadrian Golson, also in with 10.05. Brian Lavelle, 9.94. Oblique Seville, 9.84. And Kishane Thompson, 9.80. Also an MVP athlete leading the way. So MVP leads both the 100, men and women.
There you have it. Who will it be? Kishane Thompson, 10.980. Kishane Thompson, 9.80. Oblique Civil, 9.84. And Brian Lavelle, 9.94. And if we're going off what we have seen from the heats to the semifinals, it is clear that the top three will be Thompson, Civil, and Lavelle. I'm not saying they're going to finish in that order, but the top three, Lavelle, Civil, Thompson. Those three, based on the results so far, will be the three representing Jamaica in the 100 meters at the World Championships in Tokyo later this year.
Now, interesting. The question was asked if Kishane Thompson's time is a world lead. Unofficially, I'm going to say yes, because I think Trayvon Bromell had 984, and here comes Kishane with 980. Not
Exmo is saying Taylor did well. Taylor did well. Much respect to him. I still believe he should have stick with the 400. Better luck. That's just my opinion. Horace is saying Blake, best of luck next time in the 200. And Wilkinson, this message to Taylor for the next season to come. If he stays healthy and training well, he will be a top contender in the 100. I I'm not. I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
not going on that train.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, family.
Is that a world lead for Kishane? You just dealt with that,
Yes, it is. Now,
Coach Van.
yeah, I was actually answering to that query. It made me go and look, and yes, it is a word.
Yeah, and of course we have knowledgeable fans watching because Daniel Blacker Bailey. You know that name?
Daniel Bailey, the
Daniel Blacker Bailey.
the Daniel Bailey.
Yeah, he's Blacker. They call him Blacker.
That
You
part I
know,
did.
not yeah. Um, it has highway name after him. He he's an ambassador for his country. You know, we have not seen the sprinting exploits from his country, Antigua and Barbuda, since he departed some years ago. But nice to see you following track alerts, Mr. Bailey. You know, really appreciate you tuning in, showing us some love. So you see how our coverage is important, Coach Vaughn, because we have so many Olympians in the house.
That's
And it's a big deal.
mm-hmm.
When you have people like Joseph Robertson and Daniel Bailey, and who knows, we may have Donovan Bailey watching too. Usain Bolt may be watching but not commenting.
Oh no,
We have Olympian Davian Clark. You know, um, earlier I'm trying to remember one of the viewers watching from England used to represent Jamaica in track and field, or he said he ran at champs. But we have some knowledgeable and big names in the building. I tell you, this is the big man from Antigua and Barbuda, and
big
he's saying keep up the good work. And I
appreciate.
want to tell him though that we are hoping, because Track Alert was founded in 19. Well, did I say 19?
Yes, you did.
It's not 19. It
But
it
yeah,
it
multiply.
seems such a long time.
It was in your
But
blood.
Track Alert was founded in 2009 with a mission to cover Caribbean track and field, and of course, starting with the English speaking Caribbean.
Mhm.
But we have not gotten to where we want to be. And I'm saying this because I know Daniel Bailey is from a country that I have high regard, high respect for. And I don't know if you know Coach Vaughn, but my favorite team in the regional cricket or West Indies Cricket Championship is the Leeward Islands.
Really?
Yes. And my favorite players are mostly from Antigua and Barbuda.
I'm not really such a cricket fan
Yes.
because I think
And
when I was a kid, my father took me to a cricket match in the hot sun and
mhm,
never like it.
yeah.
So,
And I went there. I was invited to Antigua some years ago to cover their high school track and field championships. And I'm hoping I will be invited again because I want to do more coverage from that country. We want to see more content coming out at Antigua and Barbuda on the Track Alerts page. And I am hoping the powers that be there will be able to help us to get more content. Because of course, Coach Vaughn,
mhm,
we we can't pay for content. And we tend to depend heavily on the PROs in these associations to help us get coverage. And I met great friends the last time I was in Antigua and Barbuda. And one name I can recall when I went there, and I'm trying to remember when, but it must be closer to 10 years ago that Joella Lloyd was a youngster, dominated that high school championships there at the time. And I'm hoping that Truck Alerts will be will be able to visit again to provide coverage. But in the meantime,
mhm.
we would love to work with the associations, not only in Antigua and Barbuda, but right across the Caribbean to provide more coverage to our viewers and our readers. Mega, thank you very much, Mega Star. Watching from UK, I represented Virtech at Champs. Very nice. Tell us what year and what event.
Yeah. Rico Too Hot. Is that Rico from Jersey?
Rico Too Hot is a big supporter of our channel. Always here watching, always here commenting, you know. And Angela is saying, where can I see live races? Tired of talking. It's on One Spot Media. We had pointed it out earlier. One Spot Media on your mobile phone, going to your app store, search for the number one Spot Media, and you will pay a subscription fee and you will be able to watch live. NACAC Senior Championships will be in Bahamas, Freeport, Bahamas, or they call it Grand Bahama. And that will be August 15 to 17. We hope to bring you coverage from that event as well. And Megastar is telling us that 1986, Class 3 800. This 800 is a big event in a Coach Van. Yeah,
Huge.
man. I ran it at the World Championships 3 times,
I remember one of those races.
representing the Jamaica media.
I remember that.
Yes.
That was
And
like 2008? No, 2010?
I think I did it after. I don't remember. I know I haven't done it the last 2 World Championships, but Megastar, I am sure I didn't run as fast as you did in class 3 for Veer. Because I think my time was about 2:48
Wasn't it
something.
somebody ran 215, I think, and won the race? The one that you were in, I think it was a 215 that won.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, I led for the first 300 meters, so I was all over the television screen. Yeah,
What did they give you guys for that? Did they give you like a certificate of participation or a medal?
no, nothing.
Nothing.
You have to win to get something.
Just a roar of the crowd.
Or
You
each heat winner got something.
got okay.
What time is the final, Coach Vaughn?
Things about it,
Melanie the broker. Melanie the broker.
they are running behind schedule, right? But it is scheduled for 10:58, which is almost 11 o'clock. But I think right now they're still about 15 or 20 minutes behind time.
Mhm. Yes, Coach Vaughn. This is the Rico Too Hot from New Jersey.
All right, Bregin, you gotta hit me up on the phone, man. Send me a text message. You know the number. Hit me up.
And Jaden Christopher knows exactly what he's doing. He's just returning to the sports and is really just getting some racing. Making the team would be just a plus so that he can know where to look and what to do for next season. If he's healthy next season, if he's healthy next season, he will make his mark. And I know you're not seeing that on the screen fully, but that's what is in the comment section. And another comment coming in here. IA will hopefully, who is IA, Coach Vaughn?
That might be a typo in my estimation.
Oh, will hopefully take over
From
from,
Tia.
oh, so that must be Tia then. Okay, will hopefully take over from Shelly and Fraser Price. She has the same quick start when she gets it right. Well, that means we are in good hands or we are on good feet when it comes on to the women's 100. I think that's what we're hearing. It's really nice having you guys here with us. We're doing this watch along. We depend on your comment so we can discuss and we can come to a better understanding of what to expect or what we'd want to see where Jamaica track and field is concerned. Race on the track. If I can go back to the live,
Mm-hmm.
is the under 15, not under 15, but the 1500 for
It's the 18.
under 20 boys. It's under 20 boys deck.
Boys are about to run almost 6 minutes. I joke, I kid.
5:05:55. Holt. So after this, let's see what we'll have after this one.
On the schedule, it says you should be having the girls international 19 and under. That's supposed to got 950, but it says they don't have a heat sheet or entry sheet,
Hmm.
and also for the boys, there's only one person entered.
And for the women's 100 international,
I'm seeing the 20 plus. That'll be the seniors. They're like 3 and 2, 5 athletes entered. Anthony Strong being I can't believe she's 32 already.
wow, 32.
Yes, it seemed like yesterday she was a 18-year-old prodigy.
Yeah,
On,
2012, I was at that World Junior Championships in Barcelona when she won the sprint double.
yeah,
That was the Olympic year.
18,
So
20.
2012 to now, that would be what, 13 years.
Yeah, the math is mathing.
So if you add 13 to 19,
Yeah,
yeah,
the math is mathing.
yep. Mario Burke. I was told just the other day that he's at MVP. Usain Bolt is in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Usain Bolt is in the building. I wonder. I wonder. I wonder how fast Usain Bolt would run now with that belly.
Anthony. I think he still got sub 11. Might be like a 10-8. That's what I'm thinking.
My good friend Robert Bailey
Crowd, what they
from
think.
from the Observer.
Well, ask them what they think Usain Bolt will run today. Right now on the track, I'm giving him like a 10-9, 10-85, 10-9. What time do you think Usain will run today, right now? No training, out of shape as he is. What time? I'm giving him a 10-9, 10-85 or 10-9. I would love to see
Mm.
that thing.
He must have more than 10-9 in him.
You think so?
Must have faster than 10-9.
I don't know.
As bad as a shape he may be in, I don't think he could run slower than 10-3, man.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. J Don says 10-7, 10-7s. Oh, David said 11-89 because he just coming off his Achilles. All right. All right. All right. I hear that, Davian. I hear that.
Oh, that's way off my prediction. That's way off my prediction.
I see some more coming in while I send this message out.
Mm-hmm.
10.20 Vitality X. Come on now, son. Come on. I know that's your favorite athlete, but come on, son. 10.2?
Mm.
You're telling me that Bolt could beat Blake right now.
Well, I guess we are back to live because that 20 plus.
David, you ran 22 last week. You know, I'm going to leave you alone.
And Davian said he was training with Weekly, and Weekly ran yesterday in the 400-meter hurdles.
Weekly never stop training. Weekly just keep running. I swear, in high school after champs, Weekly was still running. The next day. Kurt David said 11 plus.
How far are we from those 100-meter finals? I hope we are not far away, because what this is telling me is, let's see, what time did we expect to have this?
That race right now is a couple minutes late.
Mm. No sleep tonight, Coach Davian is saying. We keep the world up tonight. Yep, the world will want to see. So if we get 10, if we get 9-8 and 9-8-0 and 9-8-4 in the semifinals, what time will we get in the final? If we get 11, if we get 10-4 from the women, 10-8 from the women in the semifinals, what time will we get in the final?
All right. Sorry about that. I think that's the international 100 meters on the track right
Yeah,
now.
you 20 and over.
That is featuring some ladies from GC Foster, Guinea, Optimum. Even though Anthony is MVP, she is Team Bahamas. Shaniqua Bascom, not sure what country she represents. All right, some messages flying in.
Jaden is saying 10.75 and 10.975 for the male winner and 10.80 for the female. And of course, Coach Davian Clark, Olympian, is saying 3 world class 100-meter races in 2 days. Wow, with temperatures over 90 degrees in Kingston is brutal on the body.
Very brutal.
Yeah.
And David know this, running a high school track in South Florida, then doing his collegiate career in South Florida. And I think sometimes people underestimate how much the weather plays into everything because most of us are focused on just the wind. But if some of you have seen it before in the comment section, that weather, if you don't stay out of the sun. I remember running for Herb McKinley back in high school. He always tell us to stay out the sun. Don't watch the meat. Lay down and close your eye all day. Drink a lot of water. Just stay out from the sun. Cause you never realize how much the thing drains you. And one time we got a trap meet and I wasn't competing. I was in the stands the whole day. And I tell you something, when I got home that night, I think I felt more tired than I actually ran because the sun just drain you and it takes because you're not realizing how much the sun is really beating you down. You drink and it's like when you're the athlete you're drinking a lot, but when you're not the athlete you're in the stands you think you're cool, but then it's like it just goes crazy. That's right, Dave, and that's why you warm up in shorts at Jamaica trials. Yeah, you warm up in the shorts at the Jamaica trials, but they're on their marks right now for the international women's 100 meters, and they're off and looking at the times going through now. One, two, three, four, and only four ladies showed up. They had five listed, only four showed up. Lane 6 looks like Bascom from Optimum took that race. Uh, can't see the official the live time. Yep, 11.26 with Kishwana Niles from MVP 11.49. Tritania Lowe running through GC Foster at 11.51 and Siren Kayuti from Guinea 11.91. And just to be clear here, guys, what happens in these races is that you have people who run for other countries who don't normally have like a trials and they're just running to try to get a qualifying mark. So as a host country of its own nationals, you can have these races and you may have seen some of these girls or guys in the first round, but you won't see them advance to the seventh to the consequent rounds for the Jamaica trials because, of course, the Jamaica trials is a different entity. So this first round for them, the second round for them was just theirs to try to make that mark, to try to get a good race in and have some good competition. And the men are up now on the track. We got Tishawn Seeley from UTEC, Mario Burke from MVP, Mikish Compton, Sashin Dennis running unattached, Darian Skerritt, Justin Maynard. A couple guys did not show up, and it's only one heat of that, and that those results should come up momentarily once this race gets done. But yeah, looking in the comment section, some of the predictions again, for Tia to be on top in the women's. And of course, yeah, it's no sleep for us. But I think some of us still have an affinity to what Usain Bolt has done and how slow he is now when he's out of shape. And is it's just an interesting thing that we still hold him in such high regard that he could run a sprinter's time, because a sprinter's time is really 12 seconds. Um, Shireen, Shireen said he looks sluggish, that Asaf would beat him. Now, Asaf would probably beat him, but Asaf might be staying in shape because Asaf of the modeling thing down pat, so I'm probably still working out in the gym and all them something there. I used to just busy in the studio, I build tracks, and set records, no pun intended. Shameless plug. But yeah, I saw Warren Weir on a bicycle as he was addressing the money situation, the Turkey gate situation where the athletes are going over to Turkey for significant, or I don't know what type of financial rewards they're getting, but clearly it's enough for them to make a decision to move, and I think it's a good thing for them to move to go over there and make some money, earn a living, because your lifetime is very short. Your lifespan as an athlete is very short. I remember listening to some of you who are from Jamaica, or if you're not from Jamaica, it's reggae music. There's an artist named Lutan Fire, and Lutan was on a podcast. I think it was called Homegrown with G Cole, right? A youth from South Florida had this podcast, and Lutan said, and I remember where I was. I was in Utah listening to G Cole in South Florida, listening to Lutan Fire, and Lutan played soccer, football. And Lutan said, because G Cole asked him, why not run, why never, continue to play ball? And Lutan simply said that sports is an age group thing, and age out quickly. So yeah, so I mean, you can't really spend your useful years, so to speak, and doing the sport. I mean, you love the sport, but you need to earn. You need to figure something out to make a living. I've known a lot of friends who've been to the Olympics, and so back in 90s 2000, they had jobs. They had a job somewhere, either at a school, at somewhere that allowed them some flexibility. Um, but they had a job to supplement whatever they were making or were not making on the track, right? So I think now that the situation, the field is changing a little bit more. Now you see that what's wrong with the athlete taking those things. Yeah, I did read that too, Nelia Coleman. It's alleged that it's 500,000 US signing bonus plus a monthly stipend, among other benefits. It's funny that he says stipend among other benefits. I was in a camp training for 96 Olympics. I was in a camp with Garth and Dennis Blake and so forth. And this camp was in Mountain View, and we were given 3 square meals. We had a chef prepare our meals. We had place to sleep. I can't recall getting any spending money because I had a little bit of money in my pocket that time. But the whole thing was in my head. I was like, "Yo, this is just what I need: a training camp with this level commitment over 3-4 weeks. You know, if I could do this 6 months out of the year, this could work." But back then, you barely had anything. You know, back then you barely had any type of support. And as David is echoing that short lifespan in tracks, NFL running backs have a 5-year playing time. And if they don't play and get that money before they get hurt, that's true. Think about it. 5 years in the NFL, 5 years, right now, the average salary, I think, is about $750,000, $750,000. That's your base salary. And if you get a base salary for 5 years of 750,000, I think that's pretty good if you use it your time and your money wisely. But in track and field, only very few athletes are able to command that type of showdown. That's why I think, again, going back to like the GST, I enjoy the GST because what? People are able to make some money. Look at Akira Nugent. All right. So in this race, the results from the international, Sachin Dennis, 10.25. Then we got Justin Maynard from University of Technology, 10.32. Makish Compton 10.37, Darian Scarrett 10.43, Mario Burke 10.46, and Tashawn Seeley 10.85. So that's how the cookie crumble on that one. But of course, next on the track, it's just pure 100-meter bliss. They're still about 20 minutes behind time, right? So we'll see what happens. So that's the times for the men's 100 meters, the international men's 100 meters. Hopefully, they get the qualifying time by the time is due, and they'll have some fun there over at the in the World Championships. So next up, it's the 100-meter final for the girls under 18. This one is sponsored by Red Bull, and the girls 17 and under. We have 8 ladies showing up. Give you that rundown momentarily. Let's see what's going on. So yeah. So I think that the move to Bahrain, the move to Turkey is a warranted one. So they make some money and life is good. And here's that it's alleged that Rajindra was working at Domino's for a year while having to train daily, among other expenses. So I get why the athletes are leaving. You're a better athlete when you don't have to worry about money. I think you're better anything when you don't have to worry about money. What do you say about that, Anthony? You'd be, you know,
Well, as I said, I've said this over and over. I can't blame the athletes because, if you represent your country at the highest level, you represent your country at the Olympic Games and the World Championships, and you win medals. I know in the US, if you are an Olympian, it's a big thing in America. It's a
right?
big thing just to be at the Olympics.
Yeah,
you know. And for those who would have gone to 1, 2 Olympics and win medals, and when you retire, you can't even pay your rent. You couldn't even buy a house.
I remember.
I can't blame these people if they decide, hey, I have to move for better. And the funny thing, I was reading the Observer, and there was a story in the Observer, and an athlete who didn't want to be named
Mhm.
made a comment to say, um, things like those should not be bought. And I'm saying, you know, like to get citizenship for a country and to represent them
Yeah,
should not be for sale. Now, I'm saying many Jamaicans who came to the US, but all right, let me say it the other way around. If it was the US, if America was offering what Turkey is currently offering, would we have a Jamaica track and field team?
I don't think it'd be hard. Would be hard pressed to have a team because remember one of the lures of the collegiate system is just that you get school paid for, you have food, you still get to run track and field. You know, it's attractive,
Mm-hmm.
right? So can you imagine as a grown young man or young lady, you're out there running a sport and someone says, "Hey, let's do it." Because keep in mind, Anthony and crew, there are people who line up at the embassy and pay the money to come off foreign and then pay for get them green card, pay for get the work, pay for everything,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Sit David and say he used to work at Enterprise. Leon Gordon used to work at, I think it was Lowe's, if I remember correctly. One of those home finishings place. And somebody else was sponsored by the USPS. And then there was this high jump girl from the US. I think her name was Tasha Waller or something. She was a teacher. She was a school teacher. So it's come on, man. It's a no-brainer. If you're a young man and you're 20 something going on 30 and someone comes to you, "Hey, I'll give you this money over the year. Plus you don't have to worry about housing, food." Bro, not having to pay a rent or mortgage, put a 1 in the chat if you do good with that without for 12 months. No rent, no
12,
mortgage for 12 months.
12.15, the winner, Shade Allen
Yeah.
Homewood, under 17 girls 100. Adora Campbell of St. Jago, 12.27. and Nugent 12-3-5. And I think these times we are seeing here now, Coach Van
Yeah.
seems to be a little bit slower than the ones we saw in the semifinals.
Uh, Maybe the rounds have gotten to them. They're still growing. They're still learning the sport. So,
Yeah.
and the young lady who won, Sade, she just kept running. I think she got to the. She finished the first 100 and the 400. She's all the way on the backstretch.
Mm-hmm.
Very proud moment for Sade Allen. 12.15. Shout out to Joshua.
So another comment we're getting here, and I think this is on the same topic where people are saying that they should be loyal to Jamaica. I asked them if when they go to work, they are going there for free. They couldn't give an answer. And that is so true. Nobody is going to work for free. And I'm saying if these athletes believe that is in their best interest, then so be it. We have heard people saying, hey, the J3s, um,
Get a
this, the J3s that. I mean, what does a J3 do for track and field, the development of track and field in Jamaica?
mm,
I've been asking the question, but I am still waiting for an answer. Because when these athletes, if they are in primary school, it's the schools
yeah,
and the parents. If they
yeah,
are in high school, it's the school and the parents
correct.
and the coaches. God bless these high school coaches who have to be mothers and
Yeah.
fathers. You know, um, a child want a bag juice, it's a coach. A student want to get a haircut, is a coach.
Hmm.
You know, when they go to national, when they represent their country, yes, the J3 is going to fly them to Nairobi in Kenya. Or they're going to fly them to Cali in Colombia,
Poland.
or Port of
Eastern.
Spain in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
They're going to pay for their hotel. But when they come, before they go, how does it work? So here we are having trials now.
Yeah.
The Pan Am Junior Championships maybe going to be about mid July, or towards the end of July, or whenever it is.
Hmm.
What is going to happen to these athletes who will make it? Is it that the J3 is going to have a trial, not a trial, but is it that they're going to have a camp to keep these athletes in a camp? I'm thinking they're going to go back home to their high school coaches. And I think the only time they're going to leave again their high school coaches is maybe the day before they board the plane. So where is the development? How much, where is the investment in our athletes? Does the J3s say, hey, Edwin Allen, you have four people who you have four people on the team for Pan Am Juniors. We're going to send you $1,000 US, 100,000 Jamaican dollars, just to help to keep these athletes active, help to make sure they are training, make sure they'll get the physiotherapy treatment, make sure they get their supplement, make sure they go to the doctor if they need to, make sure they are able to eat. Are they going to do that? I don't know. I don't think so. But here's another comment from Nella Coleman. Bigging up Davian Clark. You represented yourself, family, friends, and country well. You carried the torch for us in the men's 400 and 4x4. And I spoke about that earlier. Davian Clark, take a bow. 100-meter is not Taylor's best event. Yes, Bolt switch, but Taylor is not Bolt. Another comment coming in, a long one. And well, former national champion for Barbados 2017. I found myself to be living in Jamaica, went to school at Stets, and moved on to professional. You know, I got where I got attacked in 2023, and it was not easy because it hurt when you know you work so hard and get to where you and the part that part of the comment cut off. I'm trying to find it on the screen. Work so hard and get to where you want to be, and careless person pick to stop you from traveling because of
Jealousy.
jealousy.
Imagine
But
that.
I don't think I be able to get back to the track because of the injury from that attack. We are so sorry to hear that, Joshua, Walcott. Very, very unfortunate. And as you had pointed out here, that really
Race on the track. The Red Bull.
affected your career and ended it earlier than you would have wanted. The U17 boys 100 meters, 10 seconds, New Gen 10:27, Graham of Excelsior 10:31, and Collins of Homewood, maybe Collins of Homewood 10:33. That's your top three. So we have heard it. We have heard it over and over again. We have heard the struggles of these athletes. And when they decide to make the decision to say, hey, I'm going here or I'm going there, you can't, you just can't fault these athletes. It will, it can't be, it can't be that you are saying these athletes are sellout. These athletes, look at Pattison, 43 4-man, and he had to be working at UPS overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be easy. And when these athletes work so hard and then ended up this way,
And he's a very well decorated athlete coming out of University of Florida.
yeah, yes, yes. There was fun in that under 17 race just now because the Excelsior man who won was really playing games with Collins of Homewood. And somehow I think Collins of Homewood was a favorite for this one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're gonna catch up the schedule, but they put like 10 minutes in between the races. But yeah, I think we're still gonna be 20 minutes behind. So senior finals at 10:58. That's probably gonna run at 11:15, 11:18. But
And Davian Clark is saying J3 pay for the tickets to take you to the events. They pay for the training camp. Well, if the training camp is outside of Jamaica, yes, but what about the juniors who don't have training camps after the national trials and have to go back home to their high school coaches, who themselves, high school coaches over and over, are crying for help? Enough of them, a lot of them don't want to make it, don't want to cry in the public or don't want to make it known that they are crying because a lot of these coaches, and I say it without apology, Coach Van, because they are hoping and they are waiting to get a trip. They don't want to talk the truth. A lot of them don't want to talk the truth because they're hoping and wanting to get a trip.
mm,
Yes. They enter you in meet, that is true. That is their job. Set up accommodation, that is their job. They outfit you, that is their job. J3 provide medical and mental trainers. That I think, from my little experience, they do provide when you are traveling with the team. I don't see they provide it after trials when 25 or 30 people make a team, and I'm talking the high schoolers or the juniors, and you don't hear of these kind of support. That is when it's needed because, as I said, A lot of this, a lot of the development goes right back to the schools and the past students and the coaches in the high schools.
Mhm. No, Rayvon, we are not allowed to show the meet, but you can access the meet at One Spot Media. It's a subscription service, or you can access through TVJ's website or TVJ's app. I'm not sure, but TVJ and One Spot Media are the only licensed entities to carry the meet. We can talk about it here, but we can't carry it live.
Dockery, 11.28, your winner. Under 20 girls, Brianna Campbell, Life University, 11.36. Those are your top two U20 girls. And Nella Coleman. The coaches and the schools do so much for our athletes. They are the backbone of track and field. They are the backbone. And we kept saying it over and over that development of Jamaica's track and field has everything to do with the high school and the high school coaches.
I'm
You know,
still surprised that Docker runs so fast with all that backlift. Still surprised. But
everything is better when you become a senior athlete. That is when the money kicks in. Yes, I know. Because I always said there few years ago,
mhm.
J3's camps were mandatory camps. You have to turn up at the camps. And I'm saying, if we are forcing these seniors who can afford to stay in Italy with their club or their coaches and train or prepare a month before the event, 2 weeks before the event, if they can afford to do whatever they want to do before the event to prepare themselves the way they think is best, and you are forcing them to go into a camp, and we don't think about having those kind of camps for the juniors who need it more than the senior athletes because they don't have their own money to spend. That is where I think development needs to be focused mostly.
Mhm. Uh,
But
uh,
Coach Vaughn, we're not far away from the big races.
no, we're not. I
As
think we got two more races.
we're at the boys U20, and after the boys U20, we run right into the big one. You know,
Mhm.
we are not able to say, um, Sir How. One Spot Media is currently not sending confirmation email. We are not able to say. We can only tell you where it is being showed. We don't know anything about the technical side of One Spot. Not every senior has a shoe deal, and that is so true. And I've said it over and over that most of the athletes, most cannot fend for themselves. Most of them, and as we heard it, not even the Olympic bronze medalists in the shot put don't have a sponsor. And I've said it, even some who has sponsors, some of them who, some of the athletes who have sponsors, this is no big, no big deal, no big sponsorship. You
Mhm.
have you have athletes who have sponsors or shoe contract that don't get $20,000 for the year, Coach Vard.
I know of a former NCAA champion. I think he had made the U.S. Olympic team, and he's the brother of my college roommate. And I think he went to the 2000 games. Was that Greece or something? Athens, yeah. And he was like, yeah, they came to him with a $20,000 shoe deal. I will not call the shoe company's name. 20,000. I was like, dude, but didn't you? What? You know what? It just didn't make sense to me.
I was just laughing at Coach Davian Clark's comment. Maybe people having problem with One Spot Media because the 1086 and the 1080 and the 986, 1086 and the 980. And I heard persons complain from time to time that they paid for the One Spot Media and were unable to see anything or were unable to watch, and they have a lot of glitches and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
But that is bigger than us.
Yeah, that's beyond my pay grade on this thing. Shot at the stadium from the
But
grandstand.
U20 boys, yeah, U20 boys, 100-meter final. Harris, McGregor, Stewart, Reed, Powell, Smythe, Barrett, and Wallace. Who will it be?
10:35 listed to start. It's now 10:48. It might be able to get the final race in just after 11, but don't take it as official word from me because I'm not there at all.
Mhm.
Excelsior kids are still running and running very well this late in the season.
And this is a U20, and you're not seeing some of the familiar names that you saw at champs
Hmm.
in this under 20 boys 100 final. Why?
I think some of the kids just want to be kids, and after champs or Carifta, they just don't want to do it any further for the season. That's why the numbers are so low. I would think. You know, some kids just want to chill after after a hard season, which you can't blame them. But you do have the ones who stay on board. I was surprised that Gary Card was in the senior race, but
Well, he has to be in the senior race. I mean,
he's aged out of the youth
no,
race.
he's still a junior, but you know he's looking more to make the team, and the
Uh,
clock stops at 10, so it's 10 point something for this U20 boys 100 meters.
plus
Who
one
will it be? So Reed of Excelsior. So Excelsior in the under 17 and Excelsior in the under 20. 10.23, and unattached Antonio Powell 10.39. Barrett 10.49. Let's wait to see where Smythe finishes. Stewart of Herbert Marson 10.52, and another Excelsior man 10.53 in fifth. It looks like Smythe maybe about six in this final. But with the juniors out of the way,
we make way for the senior women lane
and
assignment.
and now is a time when we need those predictions to come in, because we want to see who gets it right, who gets the closest. So let's start with the prediction. Drop the name of the winner, the time. So give us the top three and tell us the time you think will win. Let's start with the ladies.
The top three qualifiers are under 11 seconds. Let's keep that in mind. But the lane assignments, lane one is going to be Shante Moore. Lane two, Janine Williams. Lane three, Shelly Fraser Price. Lane four, Tia Clayton. Lane five, Tina Clayton. Lane six, Sherika Jackson. Seven, Alana Reed. And lane eight, Janelle Smith. So MVP has four of the lanes. Nike has two. And Spring Tech has two.
Yeah.
Who do you love? Who do you want to see for this one? Race set to go off at 10:45 p.m. It's now 10:51 p.m. We'll see how it stacks up.
So put your comments in the comment section. Who is going to be the winner? Tell us the top three, or if you want to go top five or top six, let us have it. Now we're getting the predictions in. And first up, Virginia, Tia 1080, Tina 1086, Sharika Jackson 1093. I'm loving this. I'm loving this prediction. Simon is saying, not giving us any time, but welcome, Simon. Welcome, welcome. Sharika, Tia, and Tina, top three for Tokyo. We're getting the predictions in. Tell us your top three. Tell us your times. Oh, we're getting the predictions in. Tia 1083, Tina 1093, Jackson 1096. Give us those predictions. They're coming in.
Coming in their own.
Yes,
Tia 1082, Sherika 1085, and Tina 1090.
they're coming in. Continue reading.
Virginia says that
No, we
no,
have before Virginia.
Lerone.
No, before after Leron. Yeah, we did Leron already. All right,
Uh-huh.
let's go to Leron.
1082, 1085, and 1089. That's our predictions. I think I missed this one here. I don't know how to spell Geomike Jam.
No, I
Tia
think we did Joe Mike Jam already. I think we're at Tyreek D.
Tyreek. Where you at, Tyreek? Man, this thing is going too fast for me to keep up, man.
So Tia 7. Oh, I don't think this is saying 790. I think this is saying
1079.
maybe 1079. Sharika 1088 and Tina 1090. Let's see if Davian is giving us some prediction, but no, he's telling us bandwidth is important when 9 million people try to log on to watch Shelly run. What did you all think would happen? Getting in more comments. Virginia. Well, Virginia gone to the men's. We're not going to the men's yet. Usain Bolt is on TV doing an interview. Mario is saying Jackson, Tina. Who is this now? Pat, Tina, Tia, Sharika.
Mm.
Again, Virginia, we're not touching the men's yet. We want to get these women out of the way first. You
Tyreek.
know, Horace is saying Tia 1078, Tina 1080, Shelly 1089. Wow. What time is the final? That's what Lay J is asking, our La J. You know, Nathan Tia 1080, Tina 1085, Shelly 1088. You know, Olympian Joseph Robertson, Tia, Tina, Shelly. And I think we did this already, where Tarek D, Tia 109. Oh no. No, I think this one again, where that get, but I think this is 1073. I think this is 1073, Tina 1087, and Sharika 10 something. La J is saying Sharika, Tina, Shelly, blanket finish. I don't see how you leave Tia out of this one who looks so good. 1080 it will be. And of course, we're getting the correction now that it's 1073 for Tina. Demar is saying Tina, Tia, Sharika. Ravi is saying Tia 1078, Sharika 1088, Tina 1090, and Shelly 1098. And Davian Clark, Olympian, is saying Shelly for all my money.
What?
Deron is saying Tia 1080, Tina 1086, and Sharika 1091. So we are getting the comments in, and there are some really good predictions. I must tell you, Coach Vaughn. Tia 1082 from Kamar Larson 1082, Sharika 1084, and Tina 1086.
But for the
Win.
1073, that's a world lead time, all right? Let's keep that in mind. 1070 is a world lead right now.
So win is Tia, Tina, Sharika, Shelly in that order. Can you imagine a Tia, Tina 1-2? What that celebration will look like? Be like, Coach Vaughn.
Phenomenal, sensational. They would probably still be hitting pans over there in Frank Field.
So if you take a look on your screen now, Coach Vaughn, you'll see the twin sisters,
Yes.
and I'm sure you'll see the difference.
I see the hairstyle.
So the one to your right is Tia, and the one to your left in the white top is Tina.
All right. All right. I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna work with you.
And I can tell you, Tina Tina is a vibes master. Tia hardly talks.
I would definitely be giving them the wrong medals because I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, it's easy. I can tell you.
But no, I'm gonna look for it though. You said to watch the eyes. I'm gonna
Yes.
look for it.
And someone in the comment remind us or pointed out earlier that Tia has that bullet start like a Shelley and Fraser Price.
Mm,
Bullet start, they said, like Shelley and Fraser Price.
yeah, man. More Shelley earned the place just like everybody else. Cause back then when they did a fight with VCB, boy, imagine. Remember, I think that was the first time we got 1, 2, 3 on the women's side in the 100, and there was a big uproar for saying, "No, man, give Mama the run because X, Y, Z." And Shell them said, "No, we are run, are we for run?"
And
Mm.
a prediction still coming in. And this one, Tia 1078, Sharika 1085, Tina 1088. And this is not what we want to happen. Nope, way. No way. Sean is saying Tia 1075, Tina 1081, Sharika 1085, Shelly 1087. Do you really think Shelly has 1080 in her
I, I
today?
I give Shell like a 10-9-8 tonight. But
I,
again,
don't- yeah, I don't. Shelly will have to surprise me,
mm,
but and I know that Shelly will never turn up unless she thinks she's ready. But 10-8, I don't think so. And that's just me. I don't think not today. Not today. And not to say that she won't get in that top three, but I don't see a 10-8.
mm,
I don't see a 10-8. Tina 1079 from Maurice. Tia 1080 and Sharika 1081.
can you imagine what these girls are
Yeah,
saying Tia and Tina right now? Like, yo, we used to look up the Shell.
1080 for the win. And I'm wondering as we're here discussing,
Yeah.
the viewers are sending in their predictions, very, very good predictions too. And I think all the predictions I've seen, these times are highly possible, And Wilkinson, of course, I know we are talking about Shelley. Remember, we are talking about Shelley laugh out loud. But based on the couple races I personally would have seen, I don't see 10-8. That's all I'm saying. Not saying that you won't finish in the top three, but the 10-8, I don't see that.
I, I
Kia 1079, Jacko 1081, Tina 1083, Jamaica to the world coming
I
from
give
Lionel
I
Richie.
give Shelley fourth place. I think it's 1-3 for the twins and Sherika in second, and then the rest of the spots I would like to see Janelle finish like fifth because her road has been incredible.
Mhm.
Ever since she left Auburn, it's been a hard road for Janelle.
One of the dark horse, one of not one off, but I think the dark horse in this race is going to be Jodine Williams.
Mm.
Very determined well, is she still young? But very determined athlete. She has been around for a little while.
Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
she has been around for a little while, but she's one of the dark horse. And when I said dark horse, Um, she's going to make this team. She's going to make the team. I think they'll take maybe at least 6 people for the relay. Jaden is saying, I know at this point, one of the twin will win, but not counting out Sharika. She have a very good top end speed. But, we're not far away. We're counting down. Tia 1075, Sharika 1080, Tina 1084, Shelly 1099. Yep.
The
We're
crowd is
not
on
too
their
we're
feet.
not too far away. I can tell you the live results screen we're watching, which you are seeing, is faster than the TV coverage.
Way faster.
So you are going to see at the same time as we do. Because if you look on your screen, you'll see the start list. And right there in the center, you'll see 0.0. That means the race has not yet started. So as soon as you see that 0.0 starts to move, then the race is in progress. Shelly and Fraser in lane 3. And of course, to her outside in lane 4 will be Tia Clayton. And Tina will be further out in lane 5. Sharika a little way out in lane 6. And then Alana Reed and Janelle Smith. And on the inside, from Sprintech, Jodine Williams in lane 2 and Ashanti Moore in lane 1. What I would love to see Coach Vaughn in this race is if every single person gets under 11 seconds.
I think you push it right now, man.
Yes, I know I'm pushing it,
Yeah.
and I don't know if we have ever had a race before where every single person in that race would have gotten under 11 seconds. But, let's wait and see. So, television, lane introduction. We are at lane 6 with MVPs Sharika Jackson. Alana Reed is a little out. So, this is a big, big race. And as Davian Clark reminded us earlier, and he had said it more than once, that the world is awake. The world is up watching. Jerry Holness, are you watching from India? I know Simon is watching from Europe or is following from Europe. The stadium stand to attention because this is Shelly and Fraser's Prize final race on the stadium track. Let me not say final race. Her final professional or senior race.
Yeah.
Because maybe she will run at prep school champs at Parents' Day. The race is off. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this race is slow because the clock stops on 11 seconds. The clock stops on 11 seconds. So let's see if it will round down to something.
That's almost no wind at all at plus 0.1.
Plus 0.1. Who gets the win? Can you tell us, Coach Vaughn, who
I haven't seen it yet.
gets the win? Simon, sorry, you're in New Zealand. So we're still waiting to see who gets the win. 1081 for Tina. 1081 for Tina. Oh, Tia pulls up. Oh my. Tia pulls up. Shelly finishes third. Tia pulls up. Shelly finishes third. Jacko 1088. 1091 for Shelly. I've said it.
Can't hold her down.
Tia pulls up.
So it would have been that 1, 2, 3.
Tia pulls up. And I can see her sister and Alana Reed
Go back.
walking back to assist.
Janelle Smith in fifth.
I told you Jordan Williams will make the team 11.02.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
1081 for Tina Clayton. Shelley in third at 1091. Sharika Jackson, 1088. And we're seeing a lot of congratulations for Shelley.
Of course.
You know, we're seeing the fire blazing. Yes, Shelley. We're seeing great. We're seeing from Chelsea say Shelley, Shelley. You know, and we're seeing from Jadan say I know it would be around 10-8, 0. You know, Coach Davian Clark, Olympian again, 3 world class, 100-meter races in 90 degrees weather. You know, and we're seeing a comment here, and we're looking back at the replay, and
Well,
Tia Clayton just about the middle, and then her sister look across to see that her twin is not there, but she still managed to hold off the
but
big two.
but she came into the meet with her leg bandaged up. She looked okay in the semifinal, but she had bandage on her leg.
Yes, and remember at the Racers Grand Prix, she basically hopped across the line. You can see that she was hurt
Mm.
going across the line.
I heard about it, but I didn't see it to kind of really assess it. But it's the nature of the beast. Tina will go on and represent Jamaica really
Yep.
well. And I want to say this: that the fact that Shelley made the team fair and square adds more credence to her legacy.
And
That's
she
what.
takes you can see everyone is following around Shelly. It's a celebration time for Shelly. All the camera crew, fans, and everyone around Shelly. And this is really to say goodbye to senior races at the National Stadium. Senator Apka Fitz-Henley is there. Men is coming out. Congrats, ladies. Simon is watching all the way from New Zealand. Oh my word, what a race from Tina. Quite powerful runner. Unfortunately, her sister couldn't join us, but maximum respect to our national hero, Shelley and Fraser Price.
This is way past my bedtime, people. Way past my bedtime.
And Wilkins is saying, I hope they don't take the attention away from Tina too much. They have.
Too
They
too
have.
late for that.
They have taken it away from Tina.
Too late for that.
Yes. They have taken the attention away from Tina. I am going to miss Shelly when she retires. I mean, many people would have said that about Merlin Atty. You know, there Usain Bolt greets Shelley and Fraser Price, saying something about the hair because he stretches to touch the hair. And I don't think Usain Bolt would have wanted to miss this moment to watch Shelley and Fraser Price in her final race at the National Stadium. It's just unfortunate that Tina, that Tia Clayton pulled up.
Hmm.
I was waiting to see what that celebration would have been with Tina and Tia Clayton.
Hmm.
Tina Clayton in her interview said it was just to stay focused and execute properly. And she spoke about you have to have the faith. And remember, last year she was injured when her sister made it to the Olympic and made the final. And now she will go to the World Championships in Tokyo, and her sister will have to watch from home or her training base. I'm thinking it will be in Italy.
Hoping that by the next meet they'll both be in there together. One the first year, one the next year. Next one, we're both together.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch the athletes go down, man. It's very hard. All your years of training, months,
Hmm.
the last 2, 3 months especially. You know what? The entire period.
Yes, and we have one more race to go. Let us get the comments in now, peeps. Let's get those comments in. Men's 100. Give us as you gave us for the women. 1, 2, 3, and the times. You know, Neela is saying it's a changing of the guard, just like when Shelly beat VCB. Drop the comments. Let's get a comment for the men now. The men are on track. They are setting up their blocks. So 2028 planning to give us twin turbo 1, 2. Hear this comment. 2028 planning to give us twin turbo 1, 2. Jadan is saying 9.75s up for the win. So Civil is striding out all the way down the track, maybe 60, 70 meters. You know, what is Big Eagle Eyes is telling us? I am so happy for Shelly. She made the team fair and square. You heard it from Coach Vaughn earlier too. The World Championships is where it all started for her in 2007. And the World Championships is where it will end for her. What a fitting end. Oh my Lord. So important. Send your comments. Who will win? What time? 1, 2, 3 and the time. Give us a time. Drop your comment.
Definitely see a 9-7. 9-7.
9, 7.
Yep. Gonna be a close one. I still think Seville will win. I think Seville will win to Thompson to Lavelle. Davian says Seville, Lavelle, and Shane. Or you say he doesn't know if that's the order.
So let us drop the comments now. Leron, Kishane, 978, Civil 980, level 990. Shireen is saying Kishane 977, Civil 980, Brian 984. Seville for the win for Wilkinson 974, Kishane 979, and level 980. Davian is saying, can't call this, but I know who will be top three: Seville, level, and Kishane.
It just
Jay Dunn is saying Kishane 979, 975, level 982, Seville 984. Sean is saying Kishane 974 oblique 978 and Brian Level 988. Brian Level really step up this year. Really, really step up this year. And
popular
Raymond is saying 970 for Thompson, 989 for Brian, 995 for Seville.
popular opinion have it Seville winning.
Oh, and Pat, Kishane oblique Brian, Horace, Civil 974, Kishane 975, Level 985, Lion, Lionel Richie, Upset Loading, Brian 979, Kishane 982, oblique 989, and Ravi, Kishane 975, oblique 980, Brian 988. So we're getting the comments in. Some persons giving us just the names, some persons giving us the times when what they think will take. Nathan Kishane 975, Seville 980, Brian 986. And Paul Miles, big up yourself, Paul Miles. Enough respect. Paul Miles Foundation. Paul Miles is one of those kind supporter of track and field, Coach Vaughn in Jamaica. Kind supporter of track alerts. You know, he made sure Track Alerts was able to carry the Eastern Championships. Big up Paul Miles, Civil 972, Kishane 975, Brian 981. And we're hearing Kishane will win oblique and Brian close. And that is what we're hoping, that we'll get some fast times out of this one. Now, athletes are being introduced. Men's 100 meters final. This is one where the world is awaiting to see. Noah Lyles, I'm sure, is watching.
Tyreek Hill is watching.
Tyreek Hill, you know,
It's Christian Coleman.
Brummel may also be watching because he will face Civil in another week or so at Prefontaine Classic.
Hmm.
Golson is now being introduced, and outside of Golson is Kishane Thompson. Many believe he's the man to beat. This is Track Alerts TV coverage. Watchalong, Jamaica Trials Day 2. Glad to have all of you with us. Glad to have you taking part, commenting. Almost 400 of us are online. You know, I see a lot of commentators giving us a Hubert Lawrence comment. Rest in peace, my friend. Hubert Lawrence still getting in the comments for Kishane over level over Civil. And we're getting a lot of 9-7 times.
I think a 9-7 is gonna win.
And crewman lane 1, Blake, that's Akeem Blake in 2, Level is in 3, Golson in 4, Thompson in 5, Seville in 6, Watson in 7, and Ford in 8. Race has not yet started. That 0.0 is still. So let us see. We're here in the top 3, and it's the top 3 is Kishane, Civil, and Brian Level, Civil, and Kishane in whatever order. We're not seeing anyone giving us Akeem Blake, but we're waiting on the race to start. What time will win? who will win the men's 100 meters at the Jamaica Championships and whatever time it takes to win. The US trials is the end of July, I think about July 31st to August 2nd or thereabout.
I think about 2 weeks before the meet, or whatever the minimum window is. I think that's when they put their tryouts.
And is that good or it's not good?
I
Should
think
we
it's good.
have Mhm.
I think it's good because you need the athletes ready for the meet. So
Is there something happen here with Civil?
that's what it looks like.
Is a false start for Civil? It's what? I see him holding his head. I see persons going over to him. What is going on here?
I'm not sure.
I see Nkrumah goes over to him saying something. He's holding his head. I don't know. I hope he is okay. He sits on the track. He's still holding his head. He's covering his face. He's not happy with something. Other athletes going around him. What is going on here with Civil?
Some I can't tell if he's cramped up or
Yeah, he's walking back to his blocks. He's striding out again. So
I,
let's hope he's
I would
okay.
say, Seville, if you feel something, don't run.
Let's hope he is okay.
The crowd looks
He shakes the hands of Kishane Thompson.
the crowd looks concerned.
Civil is worried. Something is
I,
going on
I
that
don't think he's gonna
we're
run.
not sure. He steps off the track. I see him holding
The
the back
hamstring.
of his, yes,
Take out those spikes, bro. Take it off.
he's beating himself. Something is not right with Civil. Let's hope he's okay.
Take out the spikes, sir. I mean, let me tell you something. I'm saying take out the spikes because it's a world champs year. Yes, it's an important year, right? You got to see bigger picture. You got to see bigger picture.
Yeah, let's hope the athletes are still walking around. So there's some hold up here, and this can't be good for the sprinters. This cannot be good for the sprinters. They came out, they were ready to run, and there is something is not right.
August is saying, see what I'm
Yes,
saying about oblique?
hamstring, hamstring. So they are trying to work on Civil. Let's see.
And Davian is saying again, 3 races at 90 degrees heat in 2 days.
Something, yeah. So
He's saying he could get a medical exemption. I think this qualifies because the meet is still a good 2.5 months away. Is it 2.5 months?
Civil strides out again.
I'm dialing
And
it in.
whatever is the case, this is not going to look good. I can tell you.
It's probably 10:30 in Jamaica right now. Jamaica's are all behind Eastern Standard,
No,
correct?
I hope that Civil is okay. I hope that Civil will face the starter. But what about the other athletes who are waiting,
Waiting. Right. I think
trying to stay warm? The race is off now. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, six, 7, 8, 9, 9:71. The clock stops.
whoo,
Who will it be? Plus 0.8 win. Still waiting to see who is accredited with the winning time.
Kishane Thompson.
9.75. Oblique Civil, really happy. Really happy that he made it. 9.83 in second. Really, really happy. Akeem Blake, 9.88.
Whew.
No one had predicted him. Ford, 9.98. There's no level in the top four. Rohan Watson, 10.04. Level was left back. Level was left back. Golson, 10.07. Where is level? Boaji and Kumi, 10.09. Level 10.43 means something must have gone wrong with level.
Terribly
And
wrong.
Kishane is all the way on the backstretch. And you see the photographers racing across the green, lush National Stadium football field. And it is Yardy Sports and Kishane through the McDonald Tunnel.
And that is
He is gone through the McDonald Tunnel as he did last year.
a new world lead.
Level is not in the top three. Civil is still in some form of discomfort, and his manager comes over and give him a hug and say, "Well done, Norman Peart. Well done." Again, Paul Miles, I must thank all my followers and my supporters for staying with us. You know, Paul Miles is saying, "Thanks for the introduction, Foster." You know, I must give kudos, big up the followers, big up who stayed with us. We weren't able to show it live. We weren't able to show you a race, but level pulls up. Level pulls up towards the finish. And as you see the replay, level was struggling midway.
Mm-hmm.
Kishane, you can see, still fighting. And that's why Noah Lyles got the better of him. It wasn't a smooth race for Kishane. He's grimacing. He's stretching to the tape. He didn't look as smooth as you would have liked to see a Kishane Thompson. Level pulls up about 70, 80 meters.
But
But
even
that,
at the start, though, Lavelle didn't look so confident. He looked like something was going on with him, too.
and Akeem Blake, I think, would have already gotten a bye as the Diamond League winner from 2 years ago, I think, if my memory serves me correct, which means Ford, who finishes in fourth, would also represent Jamaica in the men's 100 meters. Tamika say I missed it. Virginia, I called the men's 100-meter order correctly.
Give her a cookie.
And
That one.
yeah, and you know, we have to give you credit
Where credit is due.
where credit is due for calling it correctly, because not many people had called Akeem to be in the top three.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take some credit. We have to give you that.
How about all four guys running the qualifying time? So that's an easy swap out if you need to, but you won't need to because 2 years ago, Akeem Blake gets to come into the meet.
Yep, this was a good one. But as I said, it was really a great time. We have here Coach Vaughn. You know, we saw some good races. We saw the women's 400 meters semifinal. That's when we started. Men's 400, big boy is in the final.
No, I love the money now. Oh, big boy.
Powell is the leader going in. Women's in the final, you'll have Nikisha Price, you'll have Dejanay Oakley, you'll have Stacey and Williams. You know, unfortunately, her sister didn't make the cut. It would be nice to see the Williams sister in the women's 400 meters final. But of course, it was a great evening of track and field in Jamaica. And that's all we have to say for now. Thank you to the followers. Thank you to the fans. Thank you for those who participate by dropping your comment, you know, allowing us to discuss it, share your opinion, giving your predictions. Again, we hope to do this again tomorrow, same time, same place, third day, Jamaica Trials or Jamaica Junior and Senior Championships, which will select the team for the Tokyo 2025 World Championships. Any final word, Coach Vaughn, before we go?
No, just some great running. I love the changing of the guard, the proverbial guard from the to the Clayton sisters. Or at least one of them in this point. I loved how Shellyan is going out like a true champion, having earned a spot. Kishane definitely looking good. Seville, I was very concerned about that thing around running his leg, thinking that he may not finish the race, but I'm glad he did. And we'll see what happens with Lavelle because I was looking forward to Lavelle, especially in that 200 after in that 19.7, even though it was a little winddated, but still looking for him. But it is what it is. The men's 400, I am encouraged by what I saw today. I'm encouraged. I was a little concerned yesterday, but I'm encouraged today. And we'll see how everything plays. But keep it locked in. We're here for you. Track alerts. We're doing it. We're doing it. And we're doing it big.
Thank you very much, Coach Vaughn. And as you said, I hope Level is all right because he is a defending national 200-meter champion. And we saw where he ran 19.7, though it was win-aided a month ago. So we hope, no, not a month ago, a few weeks ago. So we hope that he will be ready and he's not hurt that, which will cause him not to run in that 200 because we're really looking forward to see what time he would put down. Congratulations to Tina Clayton winning her first national title, national senior title.
Yeah.
And remember, she is a two-time world junior or world under 20 100-meter gold medalist. Unfortunately, her twin sister, who I was really looking forward to see that celebration at the end, did not make it because she pulled up. Big congratulations to Shelly and Fraser Price, who always showed up regardless. She is on her way to Tokyo. She was third in 10.9. Sharika Jackson is there. I don't think she'll be running the 200 because she's a defending world champion. Ashanti Moore made it to the final, which for me is a big deal because she was one of those top sprinters, junior sprinters out of Heidel. So it's good to see, her getting into a national 100-meter final. Alana Reid is there in the final, finishing sixth. More than likely, she'll be a part of that relay team. And of course, there's also the NACAC Senior Championships, where most times many of the top athletes are not going to attend. So other athletes will get the chance. So it was a good day of track and field at the Jamaica National Junior and Senior Championships. And again, thank you for staying with us for so long, almost 3.5 hours.